Woody. Just wait for a few people to join. Good afternoon, everyone. You hear me all right? Hi, Ian. Thank you very much. Have you had a good week? Has it been as hot as it has been here? Just sitting outside in front of the Palax. It's all set up. I've been doing the smaller stuff last few days. Hi, Andrew. Has it been bad there, Ian? We had a lot of rain yesterday, but this past week it's been up in the 30s, so it's been pretty warm and a bit unbearable, if I'm honest. So like I said, I'm just sitting in front of the Palax. I've been doing the smaller stuff, the last of the season, and I'm just about to go on to green, which I'll be filling up IBCs with. Sales have picked up a little bit, which is nice. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello there. Super Jelko. Can't read that one. Real Ronaldo. I'm doing well, thanks. Yourself? Has everyone had a good week? Nice warm evening. Just jumping on here. Hi Peter. Just jumping on here. There's no video tonight again, guys. I got a bit behind with editing, so I will have it ready for Tuesday. Hello from Australia. Hello. Hello from Dorset. Dorset. LM Kindling. Has everyone had a good week? I'm from England. It's been a hot week here in England. Very hot. It's been nice. It's dried out them logs nice, I tell you. In the cages, they're super dry now. Hello from North Wales. Hello Martin. Hello R. It sure is. It's going to be beer time. I haven't got a beer with me though. Hello from upstate New York. Hope all is well. Thank you, Rodney. All is well. Thank you very much. How is it over the pond? It sure is. It's too hot. We had 32 here on was it Tuesday or Wednesday? It was unbearable. Got a bit burnt standing here processing. Didn't time it very well. I did all the factory stuff when it was a bit cooler, and now it's baking hot. I'm stood out here on the pallets, but never mind. I might get that marquee back over. Give me some shade. Woody's good, thank you, Rodney. He is currently crunching away on a bone that he's found. So I'm not too sure that's probably not a great idea, actually. It's very sharp, Woody. Sorry. Oh dear. Very sharp. Oh, missed that comment. What's happened here? It's lost. Peter from Firewood came to me yesterday with my Kindlet 200. I'm very impressed with it. Hello, Martin. I think I saw it on the Firewood Facebook page and Instagram. Nice little setup there, all inside. Nice to see. It's a great little machine. I love my Kindlet when I'm putting nice stuff through it anyway. So Woody checking your kindling the other day. I don't know how you bring these up. Picking his favourite stick, yeah, sure was. 900 metres in IB. Oh, God. Not very good at this. I don't know why the live doesn't just stay there. In IBC cages, it is drying really nice in this weather. It sure is. 900 cube, that's nice. Nice lot of logs, that. Woody, come here. And we lost the Euros. I didn't watch any of the football, so it didn't really bother me, if I'm honest. But yeah. Got some wood to stack tomorrow, but fishing too. Very nice, Thomas. Is it Thomas? Sorry, Thomas, yeah. How much do you sell a year? God, to say really, I think we get about. I think we split up 2,000 tons of green timber a year. I need to do a really good inventory / working out how many loads we get a year. But yeah, it's between 1,500 and 2,000 tons a year, I think. Just seems to have grown pretty quick over the past kind of 2 years since we had the factory, really. It's because the processing on just the transsaw was a bit of a bottleneck, and we were processing pretty much every day, and we couldn't process any more. Well, not every day, but in the winter we were processing every day. But yeah, the factory definitely pumps through a lot more, and it's only kind of running 2-3 days a week, if that. Like I said, guys, we're going to get another timber deck for the Palax at some point, but we're just waiting for funds and cash flow as we come into winter. And there's no point in having a second timber deck until I get my second guy back. I can only run one machine at a time myself, so yeah. And I would still like to do a little bit more concrete and set up a little processing area next to this container, and that'll be for the Palax. So there's a few jobs to do before we get to that point. But it's nice having the machine to do all the smaller stuff with, for sure. We've had some storms the past couple of days. Do you think important timber is viable? I'm beside a port. I'm wondering about it. I am assuming you're talking about raw timber, as in cord. Now, France has some amazing timber. They really do take pride in how they harvest their timber and how they farm it, basically. I don't know prices from France, and I don't know how much I should think you'd either have to join in with a handful of people and order a whole shipload, and I'm pretty sure they take up to like 20,000 tons. So no timber to import than process. Yeah, so cordwood, like lengths of timber. I don't know what the prices are, so I couldn't say. If you're really that close to a port, then maybe it is better. But like I said, you'll probably have to order a whole shipload that could be like 20,000 tons. So that'd be a hell of a lot of money unless you go into it with a handful of people. So I don't know personally. I'm not near a port, so I haven't looked into it. There is quite a lot of timber in the UK though. It's just knowing the right people. So hard to say. Who's going to the APF? I know I brought it up in the last live, but anyone else decide to go to the APF? What is the price of a ton logs in the UK? We don't go by weight typically. Let me try and highlight that. So we don't go by weight typically. If you mean a ton bag, like as in a bulk bag, they look like a ton bag, but obviously because it's logs, it's only about 250, well, between 200 and 250 kilograms, I would say. Max, really. My seasoned are currently 110 pounds a bag, and my kiln dried is 140, but it will be going up by £5 a bag in September. So hopefully that answers your question. And obviously, if you want an actual ton, then times it by 4. Raining here now. So jealous of your booty weather, lucky guy. Thanks, Ian. Should have sent it yesterday. It was bouncing off the floor. I did a good job of cleaning the concrete though. I gave the concrete a good blow off with the leaf blower because I knew it was coming, and the storm came rolling in, and it was honestly bouncing off the floor. There was a river running off this concrete down into the field. So yeah, I don't know why. There we go. I think that might have solved it. I mean, if you buy timber in, I don't quite understand. Do you mean like logs? Already kiln dried logs? Is that what you mean? Kiss them. Oh, don't. I don't want to know about it. Around here is €120 a ton. Is that for an actual ton? That's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap. No, just green logs. Yeah, green logs is called cord, i.e. the 3 metre lengths of cord. And like I said, I don't know the prices. If you're that close to a port, then it might become financially viable. But I don't know personally. I'm not near a port, and I've not looked into it. But you will have to buy a lot at a time. That's all I'm saying. Can't beat sitting in front of a nice log burner. I won't be sitting on a log burner today unless you're in, I don't know, New Zealand and it's snowing. I know it's been snowing over there. Do you discount your products during the quiet periods when cash flow is more important? Now, I don't know. Some people do. Maybe it's something I'll look at for next year. But I'm quite adamant that that's kind of the price of the product. If people want it then and there. My prices typically change on the 1st of September most years, unless we have a dramatic change halfway through the season, or nothing changes whatsoever, and then I won't put it up. So to answer your question, no, I do not. Maybe in the future, but what we do is we bring in different products. So we bring in the pizza oven logs and the smoking wood. We also bring in part seasoned, so that is a bit of a discount product. So that is cheaper than fully seasoned. And yeah, that works out quite a bit cheaper, but you have to buy a minimum of 2 cubic meters to be in the UK law of wood short and not selling wood over 20%. So if you know anything about that, you'll understand. But that's what we do in the summer. It's quite nice to have a break from sales in the form of we can catch up with processing and stuff. But yes, cash flow is hard, as you guys know, for me, and I've said it on my channel a few times. Blimey, we've had quite a lot of questions in. Blessings, bro, watching from Jamaica. I'm a young traveller vlogger on YouTube. Nick will travel. Blimey, well done, Nick. Thanks for watching. I bought 20 nice spiller. I bought 25 hectares of mostly oak forest with a house in the middle of Spain. What should I get for maintaining it? This is the question. What should I get for maintaining it? It's hard to say, really. You can get. I don't know what it's like in Spain. Is what I will say. But in the UK here, if you had a nice stand of oak, you would get people in to thin out and take out the weaker trees that would be used for firewood, and you could use that yourself, but you'd have to pay them. If they were taking it away, they might do it for free, or they might pay you a small bit. If it's good enough wood for milling, that they will pay you a good price. They should be paying you a good price. Or you could maintain it yourself and just, as you say, use it for firewood, or you could cut down the trees, providing they're not like under any TPO. And then you can mill it up yourself. You could sell the lumber, get into milling, or you could just sell it as lengths of timber. Lots of different ways of looking at it. Maintaining it, it's good to, I don't know, you could get a flail mower and keep the woodland floor nice and clean. Depending, 25 hectares is quite a bit of woodland, so it's hard to say without seeing it, really. But nice question. It sounds like you've got a lovely bit of property there. Franklin, all the best, young man. You got that. Brokeback Mountain, look to you. Well, thanks. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. Brokeback Mountain. Hi, Bard. Talk to me about kindling. Is it worth it doing? Nets are locally here under £3. Blimey. That's Ross. Thanks for the question, Ross. Selling for £3, or is that trade? £3. That's pretty cheap. So I would say no. It probably won't be worth it. I'm very reluctant to take any more wholesale kindling on. It's very time consuming. the profit is somewhat lost now with trade prices, that is. Domestic, you know, you're selling a net for £6, maybe £7. The money's still in it, but trying to sell it for like £3.50, you know, £3.50 is kind of trade price. Not much money in it really, and it is quite a bit of work. But for your own stuff, it's really nice to have your own kindlet or, you know, kindling production, because you can manage your inventory and you can manage demand, and you're not relying on anyone else to keep up with your supplies as such. When I'm really struggling, I do buy it in from other places. So yeah, that shows you it's a bit of a tricky one. So I'm going back to this again. I mean, if you buy a lorry load full of green logs around here, you pay €4,000, excluding VAT, for a lorry load, 30 tonne. Okay. But you asked me if it's worth importing it, but I don't know what the price is for importing it. So I think it's down to you to figure out whether the price works out. I literally don't know how much it would be from France or wherever you would get it from. Saying euro, are you over in Ireland? I'm guessing you're in Ireland. But I don't really know what to say about that anymore, if I'm honest. It varies a lot here. You're looking between £2,000 and £3,000 a load here in the UK delivered. So not too far off. Thank you very much, Super Gelco. I think that's how you say it. Stephen Kane. Kayla Kane. Two people Kane. There is not much money to make on firewood. Firewood there is. Don't know about kindling. I make the most money out of bulk bags, and that's the easiest as well. So, hence why you make the most money. The less times you touch the wood, the more money you're going to make. Is the end of the game. Hence why I've got machinery to move stuff, and even then, if you can resist moving it as much as possible, then the better. And that's why putting it straight into the bag and seasoning it, or putting it in a cage, kiln drying it, putting it over the roller cleaner and straight into a bag is the best route. So the less times you touch the wood, the more money you're going to make. Firewood can make good money. David, thank you. Perhaps there is an argument for reduced prices in return for higher minimum order quantities, so that you get cash flow. Oh, why can't I see any more of that question? And customer gets better pricing. Yes. So yeah, like I said, yeah, three bags minimum, and it's going to be green right at the beginning of the season, and then part seasoned by kind of April, May, June. And then we haven't actually taken it off the website yet, but I typically take the part seasoned off kind of this time, and then people will then start buying fully seasoned. Now we've got fully seasoned in stock, we then offer just fully seasoned. Thanks for taking my question. Love the channel. Woody is the best. Stealing fresh kindling. Yeah, tell me about it. Little devil. He's by my side, chilling out in the sun. 25 people watching, 25 minutes in. Has everyone had a good week? Martin, do you have much oak and do you charge more for it? Yes, I do charge more for it purely because it is a single species. I only sell it. So typically when I get oak it, well, I get lorry loads in. Sometimes there's a bit of a mix on there. I separate it. So I'm not technically paying more for it, but I just section it out. I section it out because it takes longer to dry. And I don't want it going in a vented bag. That's the first reason. Second reason, it takes longer in the kiln. So I like to have it in separate cages. And I like to season it outside for as long as possible. And I also typically make a different product out of it. So we make it into smaller billets for pizza ovens and cooking. And then in turn, because it is a single species and it is a specialized product, we then charge more for it, if that makes sense. So hopefully that does make sense. Stephen makes a serious amount of kindling. Doesn't sound too good, Thomas. Hopefully he's better soon. In Ireland, softwood is 1,800 a lorry loads and €2,200 hardwood. So it's very similar to here. That's pretty good. I mean, I'll be honest, I almost pay more money for good softwood for kindling than I do half decent hardwood or good hardwood. Just because there's more hardwood in the southeast than there is softwood. You got these people up in, you know, Midlands, Yorkshire, Scotland, pushing hardwood, but they're surrounded by softwood. If softwood is in your area and it's cheaper, push sales in softwood or a mix, or it just seems mad. Really pushing hardwood. You need to educate your customers, saying we're reducing travel costs, we're reducing the overall cost by selling softwood, and I do believe the better softwoods have just as much BTUs per ton. I know there'll be more volume, but per ton as hardwood. So it's just all about sales tactics, really. We don't even sell softwood logs here. I don't think they would sell very well. I've got reject softwood blocks from the kindling production that have got too big a knots to just even worry about. I'm going to sell them in bulk bags this winter. Try it out as a bit of a test, which is going to be quite a bit cheaper than the hardwood. So we'll give that a bit of a test, and I'll let you guys know how we get on with that. Guy Moss. Evening, I'm in Ashurstwood, oh yeah, not far, and have a small firewood business, no kiln. Have a decent splitter and truck. Where, how to progress? It's a hard one. You almost need to just jump 2 feet into it. Well, you don't actually. I did, and luckily it's worked out. But I would look at potentially getting a processor. I don't know whether you're buying timber at the moment or not, or you just use arb waste or something. There's 2 ways of looking at it. You can go really basic, and you make your money on the manpower. Basically, you're doing a lot of work, or you know, you can get yourself a processor, but then you want to start buying half decent timber to go through it, and then it all starts coming a little bit more expensive. You don't need a kiln. You do not need a kiln, but you do need dry storage, or you know, you could get cages and put tops on them like I do. It all depends how far you would like to go with it. What's your name? Sorry. Guy Moss. Yeah, it all depends how far you want to go with it, really. Do you want it to be your sole job, or do you want it to just work alongside your current job? So, yeah, lots of questions to answer there, really. I like to see you store on site another shed. Yep. Hopefully one day we'll get the barn up and we won't have to travel anywhere. That is the overall plan, but these things take time and you have planning and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got a larger project in my head of what I would like to do and where I'd like to go. So just stick with the channel, and if we do I'll just carry on putting on the channel anyway. But if something comes up and we put a new building up, then it'll be on the channel. There's no current plans. We're still growing. We've got to maximise. But that is so nice knowing that shed is full up there at my second depot, and we'll start eating into it soon. So yeah, looking forward to it. Number one job, really, as soon as sales start coming in, timber is number one. Get a load of timber in. We've got kind of potential to get 600 ton in straight away. So number one is timber. Number two is finish off this concrete here, so we're not in a mud bath this winter. And then number three is a second timber deck. So that is the plan for the next kind of 3-4 months. So I'll be bringing it all to the channel. What is my favourite sport? I like to watch rugby. I do quite a bit of shooting. Haven't done a lot of it recently. I've been so busy. Last year, me and a friend bought a boat, so we go out on the boat quite a bit, and I'm just trying to get into wakeboarding, kneeboarding, stuff like that. So I quite like my water sports. So that's what I'm into, really. Bit about me. I don't know why the chat doesn't stay off that. If anyone knows how to keep the chat all the time, it would be greatly appreciated, because it just keeps disappearing. "23 people watching, only 14 likes. Press the like button, guys, it helps the channel. My dog's name is called Woody, and he's always with me. Top wood dog and quality control is Woody. Likes his sticks. So we're probably going to go to about 7:30, I'm thinking, depending on how the chat goes. But any more questions, guys? I need to get myself a beer. It's lovely and warm out here. We've got cherry in the kiln. The kiln is currently off. I need to dig to the back and to give it a test. I stupidly put it right at the back. I might put it on for another couple of days over the weekend, and then we'll get that sold next week. Thanks. Regarding bags of season, sorry, yeah. Are they all ash, and how long have they seasoned for? Also, do you struggle with cash flow in the summer? Finally, are you concerned with the regulation in Scotland regarding log burners being banned? I think Firstly, I think the log burners being banned is only in new properties. So, I don't know about that. I'll be honest, it's the last kind of thing the government can't tax and get their share of money from. So this is my theory. You know, the gas, they can regulate what the gas prices are, and they get a handful of money all the time. Gas is sold, same with electricity. It's all supported by the government. Firewood, they can't regulate the firewood guys, and they can't regulate how much you burn in your log burner. And it's the somewhat the cheapest form of heat. And my theory is, you know, you got these guys that have got, well, people that have got ground source heat pumps or air source heat pumps. At the end of the day, you always need electricity to run them, right? Andrew's on beer number 2. Yeah, I need a beer. If we have a power cut or something happens, who knows what's going to happen in the next few years? You know, the world's in a funny place at the moment. If we have a power cut or they shut down our power supply, all these other forms of heating you need power for. With a log burner, you can heat your home, you can light your home, as in physical light. I know you can put candles out and whatever else, but you can also cook. A lot of the time you can cook on top of a log burner. I've got an actual heat plate on the top of mine. So all else fails, a log burner is the heart of the home, and you can keep warm and keep fed. You can't do that with any other of these other things that people do. So I absolutely love a log burner, not only because I sell logs, but it's just such a good form of heat, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree. What were the other questions? Regarding my bags. So at the back of the shed, the stuff I'm going to use absolutely last, I put somewhat green ash in, and I try and limit it to ash. And then as I come further out on the shed, the stuff I'm going to use first, I will put seasoned cord in. So I'll typically have cord that's been around for 6, 8, 9 months, say. Then you process it on physical dry days. So do not process into bags when it is pouring down with rain, because it's only going to set it back and you will potentially get mold problems. So that's what I do. And you're putting part season bags, you put part season cord in a bag, and then you're leaving it for a further 4, 5, 6 months in the bag in a dry storage. And I have had no problems with logs being wet. They have been perfect. So I've kind of found an art to that now. But I will not put green beech in, and I will not put green birch in, silver birch, because it most likely will go mouldy. Oh, and green oak. Do not put them 3 in, because they will likely go mouldy. So if you can, store timber in cord and season it for a little while first. But it's so nice putting it straight into the bag, because then you don't have to double handle everything. I know I'm double handling stuff, taking it up to the second depot, but all I've got to do now is drive up there with the truck, crane the bag off the stack into the thing, and go delivering. I'm hoping to do. I'm going to try and do 5 bags a load, and we'll do 4 loads a day. That's 20 bags a day. That's a pretty good day. And if we need to, we can put a trailer on or send the other truck out. What other questions? Sorry guys, that was a bit of a long question. Does firewood have a future in England? A lot of houses in Ireland being built with chimney and without chimneys, and old houses have been retrofitted. So yeah, like I've just said in my previous comment about ground source heat pumps, air source heat pumps, I don't like the idea of it. It's just, I think it's got a future, but I think the government have to find their happy place where they can make their money out of it, basically. So I can see tighter regulations, but I cannot see it completely being cutthroat. But let me know what you guys think. I totally agree. There isn't a lot of new houses being built with chimneys now, but you can get them then put on at a later date. So, yeah. Another question from Guy. Finally, do you ever let viewers visit your awesome site? I agree firewood is sustainable and self-sufficient, 100%. I don't typically know. Security reasons as well as insurance and time and other things. But I don't know yet. Maybe one day I will do a collaboration and do a bit of like a bit like what I always mess up his name. Ohio Woodburner has done, and done like a firewood expo. If we can get a few dealerships on board, Palax, Fuelwood, a few other people on board, and we'll get everyone down, and we'll have a bit of a demo splitting day or a couple of days over the weekend. Maybe potentially, who knows? We could maybe do like a big camp out. Potentially we could do that. Mow one of the fields off, and we can have a big camp out, and that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Have a camp out and a bit of a demo day. Get everyone together. So yeah, maybe one day we'll do that, but not in the near future. It's going to take some serious planning, that will. Talk about kindling wholesale. Kindling are about £1.50. Domestic sales are £3, and IBC of softwood is worth around 120. What would you expect for an IBC of kindling blocks in terms of kindling blocks in terms of nets? So, out of an IBC of blocks, if it's really nice, clean stuff, we'll get about 60 nets out of it. But my nets are quite big, so you could potentially have 100 nets of smaller nets. So yes, you are up to, I suppose, £300, but there's a lot of work involved. Well, I say there's a lot of work involved. I don't know. I know what you mean. Oh, it's the same with the log nets. So I sell wholesale. What am I trying to say? Wholesale kiln dried for £120 a cube from my yard, plus VAT, plus delivery. Okay. For an IBC of logs, you will get 30, 35 bags, nets. My nets are quite big again, out of an IBC. And for trade, you're selling them at around £5. So that's £150 of nets in one IBC. So you've got to pack, and the actual net. I know the nets are only about 15 pence. So what's there? I'm not doing quick maths on here again. But you've only got about. Oh, I'm not doing quick maths. Someone else can work it out. I haven't even got a phone on me. 15 pence times 30. Someone else can tell me in the comments. But then you've got to also pack it all for £30. And it's hard. I'd much rather just rotate an IBC into a walking floor lorry, and I think you're making more money. Although, if you get a V-pack machine, production will go up massively, and it would almost work out. But then you have to pay off of a V-pack machine, which is in region of £90,000. So, yeah, it's a hard one. The V-pack machine is one hell of a machine. I absolutely love it. and I would love one, but I can't afford one. I do £1 for 1 kilogram. LM kindling, £1 for 1 kilogram. Interesting. So your net's 3 kilograms then at £3. Is that what you're saying? I'll have to weigh one of my nets. Oh, pallet wood. Right, yeah. So you're not paying for the wood, I'm guessing, or it's very, very cheap. Is there quite a lot of manual labour in cutting it up? I think I've seen you on Instagram, actually. I believe you chop saw it all up, and then you put it through one of them pallet kindling makers. Is that right? 7 kilogram bags. And is that trade or is that domestic? Andrew, I'd help you run that weekend. Thank you, Andrew. I'll let you know if anything happens. I think it'd be good, actually. It's a new video coming out tonight. No, Lukey, it's not, hence why I'm doing a live. Sorry, I'm a bit behind on editing. Content is there. I'm going to try and edit it over the weekend and get it out for Tuesday video. To domestic, yeah. Honestly, there is good money to be made in domestic sales in kindling. Wholesale is a bit tricky. That's all I've got to say. Good evening, Maximilian. Sorry. I'm gonna prop you up here for 5 seconds while I go and get a beer, if that's okay. So if anyone comes in the chat that's new, tell them I'm coming back in 5 minutes. Well, less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna get a beer from the fridge. I'm gonna prop you up here. I hope you look at the lovely timber deck. I'll be back in 2 seconds. We're back with a Johnny Logger from Fuelwood. It's a bit lively. It's quite not an old bottle, but it's a little bit aged, and she's foaming away, bless her. You guys might have seen. Let me have a look. Sit and chat first. Put this in here. She's a bit lively. The old Johnny Logger. Who's on chat? What content can we expect next week? What is it? Oh God, what is it? I think it's a delivery. Campground delivery. No, it wasn't. What is it? I think it might be processing with the Palax, actually. I'll let it be a surprise. I kind of forgot. Another question from Guy. What's your thoughts on what Chris in the Woodyard does with logs, i.e. big piles and no stacking? Different climates, yes, but defo an interesting idea. I split and stack all my wood to season. I haven't actually watched a couple of his recent videos. I know he used to stack everything, but I believe he now makes big piles, does he? Like I was saying before, all the time you're touching the wood and moving the wood, you're losing money. But I believe he chucks it all on there and he chucks it all back on his lorry. Unless he uses his tractor, I don't know. I love the bags, I really do. If it's part seasoned wood you're using, get it in a bag, a vented bag, dry storage, and it will continue to dry. Yeah, it's all a bit different, really. I didn't think he liked the big piles because you get mold at the bottom of them, but maybe he's changed his ideas. In my area, it is best way to sell firewood per cubic meter loose for around 115 to 125 euro. No one wants nets or small bags. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so my bulk bags are loose filled, 0.6 cubic meters at 110 pounds. Not sure about in euros, must be a little bit more. How many sheep do you have at the farm? We don't actually have any sheep on the farm at the moment. They come in for grazing later on in the season, so kind of September, October onwards. We're currently growing all the grass for hay. We're going to take a cut of hay off. So my jolly logger is still bubbling away. It's a bit lively. I'm not totally sure why. I think it's because it's a little bit old. Who's seen the Fuelwood Instagram or Facebook? They have brought out a new beer that is going to be released at the APF show. Who's this? Can't take that right now. They've released a new beer that's been released at the APF. So make sure you're going to the APF and make sure you're going to the Fuelwood stand. They have, what's it called? The Log Demon or the... I haven't got my phone on me. Who knows what it's called? The new beer from Fuelwood. I think it's like the Log Demon or something. But anyway, it's a lager. And this, I think it's an ale. Yeah, nice beer actually. Just don't like it bubbling up. Nice. 2022. Yeah, it's a bit of old stock, I reckon. 2-year-old beer. Should probably get you. It's probably a bit more powerful than what it says on the tin. Log Goblin. That's the one. Well done, Tebow. Log Goblin. Yes. So this is the old one they had, and they bought out the last APF, the Jolly Logger. They have now bought out the Log Goblin that is going to be at the new APF in September. And they'll be handing them out. So make sure you go to the Fuelwood stand. You may see me on there one of the days. But yeah, we're going to try out the new lager from Fuelwood. So I'm really interested to see what that tastes like. I believe that guy, what's his name? He was on here just a minute ago. The guy that's just got the new kindling machine. I've lost it. You still on here? The guy that got on the Kinlet 200 this year. Sorry, this week. Is it Stephen, did you say? Yeah, I think it was Stephen. Stephen got the Kinlet this week. And he got a bottle of the Log Goblin. So Let us know what it tastes like, Steve, if it is Stephen. I think it is Stephen. Sorry, guys. 55 minutes in now. 25 minutes or so. We're gonna shut off about 7:30. Friday evening live. I don't know whether Friday evening live or a Sunday afternoon live is better. But this is replacing the video that should have been. It'll come out on Tuesday instead. You may be asking about the sheep. It's probably because you can hear them. They're behind me in my neighbouring fields. Actually, that come to think of it, they're barring away. LM Kindling, APF is a 3-hour drive from me. Yeah, it's similar for me, but we're staying up there, not at the actual show, but we're staying nearby. So I think I'm going to be up there for 3 days. Do a bit of networking, see everyone, stand on the show. I think I'm going to stand on the Firewood stand for 1 day and help run the factory there and talk to you lot. I will try and confirm with Peter what day that is, and I'll let you guys know. And that might decide whether you want to come, what day or what. Love having a chat to everyone. It's good. Build up the firewood community in the UK. It's there's a lot of scope to it. Cheers and thanks for your input on the chat. Keep up great. Thanks, Guy Moss. Oh, it was like I'm on holiday. It's lovely weather. Any more questions, guys? Fire away. Flick round the camera. See Woody sleeping away. Just got on. Where is the APF show? I'm not too sure where it is. Get your merch ready for the show. I think that's, yeah, it's going to be a bit late now. I suppose I could get it ready. I don't really want to be carrying around merch though. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers before I bring out merch, guys. Yes, that's where it is. Ragley Estate in Warwickshire. Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours for me. And it's not far from Firewood. So Paul, come along to the APF show. It's a good day out. There's, what is there? I don't think there's harvesting demonstrations, but there is harvesters there, forwarders. There is typically the, I don't think it's the World Championship, but it is the Championship fencing competition happens there. That's pretty cool to watch. All the professional fencers putting up like stock fencing. They take some serious pride in their fencing, I tell you. There's also a wood carving competition. That's pretty cool to see. It's amazing what people can do with a big giant bit of wood. There's obviously all the machinery stands. Steel and Husqvarna is there. I'm sure I'm missing out lots of other people. Who else is there? They do lots of stuff there. There's loads of stuff to look at. I'm in Kent as well, Paul. It's worth a trip up there. It is worth a trip up there. It might be worth getting a B&B for one night, don't get me wrong, but, or you can actually, I think you can actually camp. Can you camp at the show? Does anyone know if you can camp at the show? But it's a seriously good show. Fingers crossed the weather's going to be good for us. I think it's the third week, or I think it's the second or third week of September. I would bring it up, but I don't want to lose this live. I don't know if I can go off this screen or not. Let me know what you think of the pallets, guys. There's another video coming very, very soon. But the XA is an absolute game changer. I've been running it on the 6-way knife recently, and what a machine. It is great. On that small stuff. On the max diameter stuff, it struggles a little bit. You have to feather the circular saw blade through a little bit. Otherwise, you can jam up the belts. But for the 20, 25 centimeter stuff on the 6-way knife, it is rapid. I love it. Where do you get tickets? You go to tickets online, Paul. Just type in the APF show and it will bring up all the information. I think you can camp. I'm pretty sure you can. Don't hold it to me, but I'm pretty sure you can. Ian, yeah. I forgot how much it is. I think it's about a £2,500–3,000 option. But it measures how much firewood you're doing, and it's got the automatic up and down on the splitter. And for consistent splits, it is a game changer. What is Woody doing? Look. Woody? Hello? Man's best friend, Woody. He's just sitting here chilling with me and chat. Yes. Mr. Quality Control. Oh, head scratches. Lots of fans on here, Woody. Brilliant, Paul. Well done. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. I think it's on for 3 days. It might be on for 4 days, but I'm definitely there for 3 days. I'm not too sure what day I'm going to be on the fuel stand, but if you see me wandering around, tap me on the shoulder and say hello. You are a cake team, yeah. Yeah, so we'll have, I think we're going to have Andy back in September. That's the plan. Andy back in September, and potentially one more as well, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, ramp up the team. We're gonna have 3 people, including myself, because I spend that much time delivering now. We need 2 people here, either both people on processor or one loading and taking away, one managing stock. Well, not managing stock, sorry. You know, getting bags ready. Last year I was taking Andy off of processing to bag up, and then you don't get as much done. So ideally you want to keep the factory going all the time, and you've got to have one guy kind of filling him up with the timber deck. Andy can almost take cages away himself, or the other guy can. And then you also want someone bagging up kiln dried and keeping the burner going, stuff like that. And maybe jumping on the kilning machine as and when, jumping on the pallets as and when. So one person's going to be hopping around lots of jobs, and one person will be somewhat on the factory. The thing is with these kit, you kind of want someone that stays on one machine, because then they only get better and better at it. I don't want it to get boring for people. I like people to have a mix, but I also want people to get good at their job. So if someone's on one machine, they'll get very good at it. If they're hopping around doing lots of different jobs, they won't be as good. So yeah, we'll decide what they want to do. One person might prefer to be on the processor, one person might prefer to be on the forklift. So yeah, we'll just go with the flow. It's pretty comfortable workplace. I'm not going to tell you what to, well, I will tell you what to do, but I like people to do what they enjoy rather than me forcing you to do a job that you don't like doing. Don't get me wrong, some jobs aren't very fun, like packing log nets or doing kindling, but these jobs need to be done, so you kind of have to share the workflow in these things, if that makes sense. Got 25 people listening to me ramble on, but you know, you're still here, so hopefully you enjoy it. Got about 15 minutes left and we'll call it quits. I'll cook some dinner, or I may get a takeaway tonight. I'm unsure. Oh, I think Woody wants his dinner as well, don't you? Oh, little mission. You coming up, are you? Oh, here we go. Oh, dearie me. Well, there we go. Ready for... Everyone's going to say hello in the comments now, Woody. He's sitting on my lap now. I don't think Woody likes to be on camera. Any more questions, guys, or I'm going to go, I think. Paul said hello, Woody. He looks a bit miffed off. I don't know why. Oh, he's getting down now. Ross, how's Log Burners Lounge going? It's going well, thank you. You've had quite a few people sign up. It's a bit slow, but these things take time. We're going to do a lot of pushing at APF. Talk to people, get people joined up. There is still a free month available if you would like to join. It's going to take time, it really is, but once it gets going, it's going to be a true community. And we're going to, once we get a few more people on, we're going to try and implement once a month. We're going to do a Zoom, try and get everyone on and have a good chat. A bit like this, but we can all chat between our, between everyone and see how their season, see how the season's doing, see how stock is, timber prices. Just have a big chat, and I think that'll be really, really fun to do. This live is great, but it's all a bit one way. I like to interact with other firewood people, especially in the UK. So, yeah, it's cool. Three people will make some difference. Yeah, I think it will. 3 people will definitely make some difference. We just need to keep pushing sales. That's my other job. So I'm gonna deliveries and keeping deliveries tight, as in within a week delivery. Or I don't really want to push it to 2, but 1 month last year, actually it was the beginning of this year. Was it January or February? We had about 4 and a bit week wait. And it's just too long for some people. Typically, someone would go through a bulk bag in 4 weeks. So people were ordering a bulk bag when I was delivering it. So, which is great because the sale's coming, but I don't like people to wait that long. LM kindling, £25 per person camping. I think LM kindling is on about APF show, guys. So if you're keen to go to the APF show, it's £25 per person camping. I think that's pretty reasonable. Big up, Woods. I'm off to the pub. See you at the show. Get you a beer. Thank you, Paul. I'll see you at the show. Biogas Alex. Hello, Biogas Alex. I haven't seen a recent video. It's all harvest season for you, is it, I suppose? Do you do much with JPS Leicester? Yeah, I do stuff with Joseph. He's actually my business partner on the Log Burners Lounge. So, yeah, work quite closely with Joseph. How many cubic meters of firewood do you get per ton of logs? Typically, you get about between 1.8 and 2 cubic meters per 1 ton of logs. Yeah, depending on what species it is. Oak, you might get down to like 1.6 cubic meters per ton. And it also depends how green it is, but obviously that's green. Yeah, it's been a bit busy chopping logs as well. Well done, Alex. How, I don't know which video it was actually I last saw of you guys. I think you were going off digestate spreading. But how's the wood chip boiler now? Is it working all right? We had a bit of problems with that at the start, but hopefully it's going well now. Haven't had an update on that recently. I wonder if there's a best before date on this beer. It's very lively and it's tastes pretty strong. There's no date on it though. It just says 2022. It's probably a bit stronger than 4%. It's probably been fermenting in the glass, do you think? Very keen to try the Log Goblin. I love that name as well. That's a great name. The Jolly Logger's good, but the Log Goblin's great. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep this still. There we go. Nice one, Archie. Enjoy your beer. Thanks for today. Woody is a good looking boy. He is. Thank you very much, Andrew. He's still chilling there, look. Nice and cool on the concrete. Bless him. We've got about 10 minutes, guys. 5-10 minutes. Oh, I'm gonna go. Getting a bit hungry. Didn't get many Americans on today. Maybe it's the time zone. What? So it's 9 hours behind. It's about 10 o'clock. Is that right? 10 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's. Is it 10 o'clock Saturday morning? Or is it 10 o'clock Friday morning? But no. I think it might be Friday morning. God. Messes with my head, that does. I think it's Friday morning. So everyone's probably at work now in America. We had a couple Australians on. Oh, we had someone on from New York, didn't we? Yeah. No Kiwis on today. Not that I know of, anyway. Thank you for all the likes, guys. If you haven't already clicked the like button, it really does help the channel. Get the name out there a bit. I'm a bricklayer who needs a retirement plan for the wet days. Firewood is cooling. Yeah. Although doing firewood in the wet ain't that fun either. Sales are good, obviously in the winter, but processing the rain isn't much fun unless you can get under cover. But yeah, bricklaying is a very good trade. Have you thought of bringing another range of products to your brand, would you ever sell aggregates or even log slabs? Oh, right. So yeah, like um, I'm not gonna do. The only thing I would do, I think, is going to be compost. Compost and wood chip I'm going to be playing at for next year. I've got to add them to the website early spring next year. I'm going to do compost for gardens and wood chip for, weed, a bit like mulch they have in America, um, as like a weed suppressant. I think that would sell quite well. And I'm going to kind of tell my customers that have good sized gardens or are very proud about their gardens, I will mention it to them this winter, and they can get compost or wood chip through me, and I can now deliver it with the HIAB, obviously, because I couldn't do that before because you just can't drag half a ton of wood chip. Sorry, compost. Boiler's working really nice, thanks. Good to hear, Alex. Good to hear. Still waiting on planning permission so I can get the RHI. I've heard this from multiple people, Alex. It's a tricky one. Getting RHI is a very tricky. So I think they're very reluctant to give anyone RHI anymore. Hence why it's so hard. There are a lot of people abusing the system and getting their money's worth out of the RHI. So yeah, I think they're trying to hold back on giving it to anyone else, if I'm honest. But good luck with it if you can get it. Thomas, it's only getting harder. Blocks are way heavier now. It's killing. It's a killer. That's why I only laying bricks now. Not able enough for that shit anymore. Yeah. We put all these concrete blocks in here, solid concrete blocks as the walls, and they were pretty heavy, to be fair. If I did it again, I'd use concrete panels personally. If you ever want a laugh, biogas, Alex, look up RHI in Northern Ireland. What Ross said. Is it still do they do RHI in Ireland or not? I don't know. About 5 minutes, guys. Any more questions? Fire them away. Jim and Gina Barry, sorry. Oh dear, what's happened here? The compressor died in our Nile kiln yesterday. Nile kiln. I've never heard of them kilns. Is that a suction kiln, Jim and Gina? Don't know who I'm talking to, but because they do suction kilns where you literally suck the wood out, don't you? I think that's what that is. If you can enlighten me a bit more, fire away in the comments. I'm getting down to the end of my beer. Made in the USA. Who I hadn't heard of them. What's the compressor used for? Dehumidifier type of kiln, not a vacuum kiln. Oh, I see. Okay. Nice. Is that for lumber or firewood? Lumber seems to be a lot bigger out in America. There isn't a lot of people that do their own kiln dried lumber here in the UK. Designed for lumber, we use it for drying firewood. Oh, I see. Nice. Do you use IBCs in that kiln as well, or how do you load it? Thanks for live chat. We appreciate it. Cheers. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Ian. 2 cords at a time. Nice. I think that is. Someone did tell me in cubic meters what a cord is. I think there's 3 cubic meters to a cord or something like that. Down to 17 people. Probably going to go in a minute. Homemade crate stack. Oh, nice. Sounds good. If you haven't already, guys, give the live a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Don't ask for much. We need to get that subscriber count up to 10,000, and then we'll bring out all that merch that people are asking for. Well, that is going to be it for today, guys, on the live. So I'll see you guys on the next one, and there will definitely be a video out on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. I'm not too sure what time that is in America, but 6 o'clock here in the UK. So yeah, that is going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. 81 minutes on live, so good to chat to everyone, and I'll see you at the APF if I don't see you on a live before then, but we've got a good month and a bit before that. So yeah, everyone have a good weekend. I'll see everyone later, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.